YouTube, hope you can hear me on my exhaust fan. We're trying to get the humidity and heat out of here. It's still early, but we've got a real heavy dew point, but I think you'll be able to hear me over it. My big fan, I've had it in a video where it's a blower fan up in the eave or peak or whatever you call it of the shed. Badland Winch. Got this at Harbor Freight, okay. They had this on sale for $69.99, which is 70 bucks. Well, I had a coupon for $50 for $49.99, so I got this for 50 bucks. But I took the $20 I saved and I got the year extra warranty. So I got this for their sale price plus the warranty, so I figured I didn't do too bad. But also, we'll show real quick, we'll take a picture of this. This says it will not fit this winch. What I read in reviews, they say it has the problem here or somewhere, which you'll see in the future video when I get this mounted. This is going to go on the John Deere 112 garden tractor. On the front or the back, we haven't totally decided yet, but we'll rip this thing open. We haven't even taken it out yet, we've just had the manual out. So we'll get this thing open here. We'll see what we get. We may have to pause, but we'll show you just what we have in here. This is what it'll look like. So we'll go ahead and pause and get everything out of here. This will make it a lot easier instead of taking out separate. So stay tuned. Okay, if we can quit bumping the camera here. This is about a foot, including this. This you pull out. You pull out and you turn it so you can free spool. Okay, then it goes back in. You hear it click there. Okay, so we quit bumping the tripod there. So it's about a foot. Okay, of course, if you're going to center this, you're going to be hanging one way. That's the thing we want to try to figure out what we can do. If we center this on the front of the garden tractor like this way, well, the cable's going to be over here, so that's our problem to figure out. But I've got the yardstick back there, so you can kind of get an idea. About 4 inches tall, about 4 inches deep. So that gives you an approximate of what area this is going to take up. That's had a little bit of trouble watching these videos on YouTube. No one actually measured it. This is what you get. This hook is smaller than what I thought, which is better for me. I can't tell you right now the size of the cable. I said there's plenty of things that you can actually go to Harbor Freight and get all the specs. You can actually read your manual. Okay, then they give you this. Now I call this like a lead roller. Now, I've seen the word fair lead somewhere in the description, so somebody can correct me in the comments, but to me this is just your lead roller. I probably got that from years ago being around winches and stuff. Okay, so you get that, give you a little bag of bolts, and give you a couple of these rubber booties for your cable ends, this funky little strap that goes on the hook, which I don't know why I'd want that. Here's the remote control. And that's I believe why they've been dropping the price on these. Kind of sucks while you got the remote control, because I want to use this to raise and lower my blade, snow blade. So there is a hack out there. You will find a video on YouTube. Circuit breaker. I'm gonna get off the subject here. There's a hack out here where they get inside of this. Okay. Now I really don't want to void my warranty, but I may ask them. If I get all this wired on my tractor and this shucks out, can I just bring this back? I will be calling them and asking that. I'm sure they're going to tell me, just bring this back. They're not going to make me take this all out there. They probably will. All the mod does inside of this box is change the rotation of the winch by hot and ground. So you could switch this. You could put your ground here and it's going to go one way. You can put your hot here and it's going to go away. So I can figure up something and come up with my own solenoid, bypass all this, still keep the circuit breaker, okay? So If we do that and come up with a good one, we will show it. We really don't want to be liable to showing how to hack into this, even though I figured it out by watching a video. You'll find it in there. Maybe by the time this is posted, you'll find it on the same page or somewhere. There's a hack to get inside this box. I'm not going to show any of that. I'm not going to be responsible for somebody burning up their wind. So, just I don't want anybody mad at me. But here you go. Here's that plate, which I'll take a picture of the box. They say it don't fit. Well, I just had it under there and it lines up on 2 of the bolts. There's only 2 bolts under here. There's only 2 bolts, which me myself I'd rather have more than 2. Just having all kinds of trouble today. There's only 2 bolts here. I'd like to have something a little better than that. But what I'm going to use it for, I'll probably end up pulling a car someday for the fun of it. I'd seen in some of the reviews they had trouble lining this up. Well, I've had it on there once. It looks like to me the bolts will go in there or modify it. But for $4, this plate was only like $4. They had them stacked up on the shelf near the winches. I mean, it's only $4 or $5, so I wasn't gonna not get a plate because you get nothing with it. Right? You get nothing with it. That's what you get. Not griping about it, but if you look at your picture, they'll have this setting up here. I can see why that's confusing. But I've learned to study stuff real good on advertising stuff. They just show it setting like this. So there, that'll answer that question if people want it. You have to have some kind of plate. Okay? So I think that about covers it. We're going to leave you a bunch of pictures. You get the idea. Okay, we'll hold the ruler up here once. See, we're only about 10 inches, but you got to figure this sticks out. So I would allow, say it's about 1 foot long total, approximately 1 foot. Like I said, about 4 inches high. So we'll leave you a bunch of pictures and of the model number and the model number of the plate, the box with the plate in it. So thanks for watching. Look, in the future here, this will be getting mounted on the garden tractor.